All right, let's take a look at how to make this look like this. The first thing I want to do is take my green screen angled screens video, and you can see that here that this is actually a video. There's cars moving here in the background, but we have these two monitors here that we are going to want to put something in. Now, there's a couple ways we can do this, but the first thing we're going to do is actually learn how to do green screen. So I'm going to take this video, I'm going to drag it over here, and I'm going to put it down. And for now, I just have it on video track 6. It doesn't really matter where you put it. The main thing is you do not put it on track 1. The reason is if you put it on track 1, you don't have anything under it that you can see. So I need to make sure I've got space to put something under that. So what am I going to put under that? I am going to go and put this retro sun video here. It looks like 1980s computer stuff. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to drag it down under my green screen video. Now, where is it? You don't see it over here because we have not keyed out the green. All right, we're going to do what's called chroma key. It's actually going to be using inside of Adobe something called Ultra Key. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to drag it to this layer, which is my angled screens. Now you can see that all of a sudden this looks really weird. And that is because it defaults to keying on black. So what I'm going to do is double click on the green screen video, go to effect controls up here. And then for key color, you see it's set to black. I'm going to click on the eyedropper. I'm going to come over here to the green and I'm going to click that. And it is going to take out the green. And now we can see whatever is behind that, which you can see is our retro sun. Now this looks okay, but you'll notice that it doesn't fit the entire screen, individually screened elements here. This is a flat image behind this, and so it is. It just does not look like it really belongs on these screens. So what I'm going to do now is use something called Corner Pen, and I'm going to come down here and I'm going to type in CORNER. That is going to bring up under the distort area Corner Pen. I'm going to drag that not to the top layer, but to the layer on the bottom because that's the layer that I'm trying to adjust. If I double click on that, I can then come up here to Effect Controls. And now notice when I click Corner Pen up here in the corners and down here in the corners of this, when I click on Corner Pen, it's going to create these things, right? You'll see now there's a little blue crosshairs there. What I'm going to do with this is I'm going to take it and I'm going to drag it to the corner of this screen. And you can see it's starting to kind of shape that around a little bit. So I'm just going to do this kind of quickly. So I'm going to drag that down to that corner, put this one up in this corner. I'm going to take this one, put it in that corner, and then this corner I'm going to drag up to the bottom left. And now when I do that, you can see if I get it out further, it looks a little weird, but I think that is a pretty good representation. So now when I play this, it will actually play. Now it needs to be rendered, so it will play. And you will see that that video actually looks like it belongs there on that screen. That's great. And I could put a video over here and do the same thing. I'm not going to worry about that right now. But what I want to do is I actually want to make this look like it is reflecting on the wet pavement down here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this retro sun that is under this video and I'm going to press down Option and I'm going to click on this. I'm going to drag it up. And now I have two layers of the retro sun. One of them is on top of this video. The other is under it. And what I'm going to do is on this top one, I'm going to double click, go to Effect Controls. And now when I click Corner Pen, it will allow me to change the corner pinning of this top layer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag it down and I'm going to kind of put it along where the edges of light are here. And I'm going to take this one and kind of put it there. And I want it to kind of fit the angle of that monitor. And then I'm going to take this corner and I'm going to put it down here. And then I'm going to take this one and put it down there. And just get that to kind of fit into that space down there. And I can adjust it and make it, work with the angle that I like. And now I have a reflection that is going to move the same as this one. It's going to move down here. Now, it doesn't look like it is really a reflection in the water down there. So what I'm going to do is now going to go and try to clean that up a little bit. I'm going to double click on this top layer, go to Effect Controls, and then here where it says Opacity, I'm going to click on the Free Draw Bezier, the little pen tool, and I'm going to just draw an outline around this thing. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to feather that. And I'm going to feather, it's already at a 10. That's the default value. I'm going to bring it up to probably around 43 looks good. Let's see what 45 looks like. So I'm going to put that there. And what the feather does here under Mask Feather is it softens the edges of that. A reflection is not going to be a squared edge just like the video monitor. It's going to be a little softer. So when I click off of this, you can see that the edges are not as harsh. Now, what I want to do more is kind of make that blend in. So I'm going to go under opacity and I'm going to go to this and I'm going to click blend mode. And there's different blend modes that I can do. So darken looks pretty good. If I do that and then adjust the opacity of that, like I can see kind of a reflection there. That looks pretty good. You could play and find whatever works for you. If I go to lighten, it makes it very bright, and then I can bring it down, and so we can kind of see that there. So there's different things that you could do to make that work. Sometimes I like to just use overlay. If I use overlay there, I think overlay is probably my favorite in this particular case. But it just kind of depends on the colors and the brightness of the things that you're dealing with. So what I've done is I have taken an image that was flat. I have angled it to look like it fits here onto this screen. I have made a copy of it and then laid that down on the ground in front of it and made it seem like that is a reflection of the monitor that we have there. I'm just going to trim this down to that and then go to the end, press O, and now I'm going to hit Enter on the keyboard and it will render. If I go up to sequence, it will render into out. The keyboard shortcut for that is just to hit Enter. So here we go, and that is rendering. And there we go. You have figured out how to do Ultra Key, and you have figured out how to do corner pinning to replace a screen and make it look pretty realistic, all things considered. Let me know if you have any questions.